Hi, I'm Angie. I want to welcome you to National Indoor RV Centers, where we specialize in the sales, storage, service, and detailing of only high-end new and used coaches. So basically, we do it all. Hi, I'm Angie with National Indoor RV Centers, and today I'm so excited to show you the all-new 2022 Newmar London Aire. So this is the 4551 that I'll be taking you through today. With this beautiful painted exterior, you have full paint, masterpiece finish paint, and if you run your hand down the side of a coach where the different colors intersect, you're not going to feel any transition. That's because they have a cut and buff process. They also put a protective film across your whole front cap to protect your beautiful paint job. Now you'll also see the beautiful tinted one-piece windshield. It's gorgeous, and this is why I love RVing, because you have your own motion picture movie screen that you get to see this beautiful country through. Now at the very top of the coach, you're going to see the marker lights, and then you have right in the middle is the camera. So that's a camera that's going to give you a 360 bird's eye view of the coach when you're traveling down the road. One of my favorite things. So there's going to be 4 cameras around the coach that will contribute to that view, and I'll point each of them out as we go along. The other thing that I love about Newmar, the way they mount their windshields, they do it very automotive-like. So it looks sleek and sexy. It's not just a rubber grommet that's holding that in place. Another feature that I love on the London Aire is the fact that you can't see the windshield wipers. So they're actually tucked right behind the front cap. They're protected from the sun always beating down on them, and they're also protected from the wind. I've actually had a windshield wiper just ripped off from a gust of wind going down the road. So it's just little, I think it looks nice, and I think it kind of extends the lifetime of your windshield wiper as well. Now, right in the center of the coach here, you're going to see a rectangle box. That is a Mobileye, so your lane departure system. There's lots of safety features on the London Aire that come standard. So you get Mobileye, you get electronic stability control, comfort drive, adaptive cruise control. Just a few things to mention that this is just, there's a reason this is part of the luxury line, because so many things come standard on the London Aire, and I'll try to point those out to you as we go along. New for 2022, they've given us the Newmar badging on the front, and it's backlit. So at night you can see your coach coming down the road. It just looks great, and I love little features like that. We also have the beautiful convex chrome exterior mirrors. These are internally controlled, heated. You're going to have your turn signal in there along with your side camera. So those side cameras, when you turn on your turn signal, either right or left, are going to allow you to see down the full length of your coach when you're making that turn. And just again, it gives you that nice visual. These mirrors are great. They're your saving grace. I use them constantly while I'm driving, but it's also nice to have that camera and the full length of the coach. So there are several ways that you can get into the coach. You can use your key fob, which you've got your lock and unlock here. You've also got the lock and unlock for your cargo bay, so that's really nice. You can also set a unique code here for your keyless pad here. So say you want to let your friends in, they're going to get to your coach before you get back from your day excursion, and you may want to be able to just give them that code so they can get in, or a service tech. It's nice to have. I also love the doorbell. Newmar always gives you the doorbell. And then you have the key, obviously, where you can bolt lock it, or you can just do, you can actually put your code in, lock the coach, and then if you want to just hold the one, it will lock all the cargo bays as well. All right, so what I love about this door, you see there's no screen that is causing you to not be able to, the co-pilot to be able to see out of that big window. Now there's a screen on the screen door, and it just pulls down. I'll show you when we go inside. But I love that it just gives it that clean, sleek look. I mentioned earlier that this is the 4551. There are 5 floor plans to choose from in the London Aire. And you're probably wondering how tall this is. So 13 feet, 4 inches tall, and then it's 44 feet, 10 inches long. Now, the 4551, typically on a lot of Newmars, you'll see that number on the door. When you get into the luxury line, they don't place that on the door anymore, but the first 2 numbers are always the 45 are the length, and the last 2 are the floor plan. The steps on the London Aire are unique. So you see how they close up nice, and it just has that continuous look with a stainless steel bottom all the way across the whole length of the coach. Now the stainless steel package is also an extra option that you can add to the London Aire. We put it on all of our luxury coaches because it just protects your paint job, and it just gives it that high-end look. But when these steps come out, I'll show you when I go in, they literally fold down and almost touch the ground. So they're very easy. You don't have to heave yourself up into the coach. And there's sensors on the front of them and on the bottom of them. So if they touch a curb, they'll stop. If they touch your leg, they'll stop. I'll demo that as we get there. Let's move on to the tires. So that's a big thing. Tires on a coach are extremely important. First of all, you want to make sure you're always checking them because they're always going to look nice. The tread's always going to be nice and thick, but it's really the weight and the sidewalls that you worry about on your tires. So we've got Michelin tires, 365s on the front and 315s on the back. We've got the aluminum wheels with the Alcoa Dura-Bright finish, so they're going to stay nice and polished looking. Now, one thing I want you to think about when we're talking about tires and wheels is go and watch my video on Retroband. We have version 2 of Retroband coming out soon, and it is a spare within your tire, something that you definitely want to have on your coach to protect you and your family and your beautiful coach. Now, Newmar does something unique too. They have a steel plate that's right behind the tire. You can actually knock your hand on it and it's going to protect the fuel line because your fuel fill is right here. We've got our 150-gallon diesel fuel fill here. This is for the passenger side. We have it on the driver's side as well. And we have our first docking light for the passenger side and marker light. The London Aire comes standard with the Girard entry door awning and the power window awnings. And then we have the big integrated Girard awnings with the Nova pitch. And they are a game changer. I'm telling you, they're so nice. They also have a shake sensor on them. So if you have a windy day like we have today, they'll come in. Now, I never use my awnings if I'm not at the coach. I will always take them back in because some of these gusts of winds, I know that you can get them in Texas and other parts of the country that does come along, and they can really damage those if you're not careful. So always be with your coach if your awnings are out. Now, we also have a remote control here for our awnings. Super easy to use. You're just going to hit the unlock button. 0 is going to bring out your front and your back awning together, or you could just bring out the front awning or just the back awning, but we're going to do it together. So put it to 0 and then press out. Check out the amount of shade that you get with these beautiful Girard awnings with the Nova pitch. And you can turn on your LED lights for your awnings just by hitting that button. Super easy, don't need to get out of the lawn chair for that. Another item that you get standard with the London Aire are the Girard slide toppers. So they actually have like a little brush on top, and as your slide comes in, it brushes off all the debris that's on the top of your slide. And then the way they're mounted. So the slide topper is actually mounted to the sidewall of the coach. As the slide comes out, it keeps that awning or that topper very taut, and you're not going to see a sag where water or debris can accumulate as you might see on some other coaches. As I go through the exterior and interior of the coach, you're going to hear me mention on things that come standard or that are options. There are a lot of options that you can add to the coaches, so that's why you need to call us at National Indoor RV Centers, where one of our RV lifestyle specialists can walk you through the order form and let you know what's standard and then what are your options, what you get to choose and how you get to customize your coach. So this is an item that you can customize. This is the exterior TV or entertainment center, something that I definitely want to have here. So you've got your big awnings out, you've got the shade. It's time for the ball game to start, so it's great to have your TV. And this is our 43-inch 4K LED TV, and it comes out and swivels, so you can direct that to wherever your guests are, wherever the best picture you're going to get. And then to make it even better, you can tilt it down. So you just move this little lever here and it tilts down, and typically that's all you need to get a really good picture and to get rid of the glare of the sun on your TV. So you're ready to go. We've got the Bose sound bar here. And then you have a dial here for your Bose soundbar. So you can direct the sound to your TV. You can turn it off if you just want to have the game playing or just have something, you know, the news on and you just want to be able to talk and visit with your guests. Or you may have something on your XM radio that you really, you know, the station that you love and you want to pipe that outside. You can just put that on dash radio and that will come outside here. 2 110 outlets and 2 USB charging ports. Notice the dual paned frameless tinted windows throughout the coach. They again give you that nice, sleek, sexy look on the coach because there's really nothing protruding from the sidewall. Let's check out the baggage compartments. So this first one, very important because we've got our Dometic freezer. This is an upgraded freezer, new, and look how far that comes out. So the reason it comes out so far, when you have your slide out, you're still going to be able to open up your freezer or refrigerator, and look how big that is. So you can choose if you want to make one, you can have it be a freezer or a refrigerator or just all refrigerator, all freezer. You can choose, and that gives you lots of options to take Bluebell ice cream across the country. That's what we like to do. But that just pushes right back in. And then we've got a nice shelf right on top of there so we can use this space. Now, Newmar's given us a couple extra floor tiles in case anything ever happens, a repair needs to be done, or there's a crack in the floor tile, you've got a replacement. Next compartment, we've got our pass-through tray. So I'm gonna extend this. This is powered, and you can option that as powered or manual. I love the power because who wants to work when they don't have to? Look how far that comes out. Another thing that I really like about this tray is you say you've got a heavy tool chest here and you want to just slide it off the top. Super easy to slide something on or off of your tray. Now this is a pass-through, so it's going to go through the other side and extend just as far on the driver's side as it did on the passenger side. I'm sure you're wondering what kind of clearance you have with the tray. So from the bottom of the shelf to the tray, it's about 17.5 inches. And then this tray is about 23 inches wide. And actually you can get these specifications for the tray size from your RV lifestyle specialists at National Indoor RV Centers, but about 88 inches long. So 7 feet, 7 inches. So a nice size tray and still lots of storage. The one thing that I really like is that they've given you this extra shelf because you've got that chassis rail in there, and that's why you can't have the full height. So you can put lawn chairs in here, lots of items that you can put on this shelf, and it just really gives you extra storage. Another big pass-through tray here. This one's nice and wide. And you'll see on it, we've got the tool kit for our central vac. And then these bars that you're seeing, those are in case your slide room doesn't come in, it fails, we can walk you through how to manually bring that in, either National Indoor RV Centers or Newmar. So it's nice just to have that backup just in case. So look at how big this tray is. Again, we've got the lip that comes down. So very easy to get heavy items on and off your tray. And they've given us that nice shelf again, which I love. Now also you'll see while you're looking in that compartment, you'll see the Star Foundation. So that is the strong, true, and robust foundation that Newmar adds to their chassis. This London Aire sits on the Spartan chassis. And so basically that foundation is going to take all the bumps and twists and turns. It will absorb that in the chassis rather than transferring it to the house. In our shelf area here, we've got the splitter for our DirecTV satellite and the modules for your satellite systems. And still more storage. This is a nice big compartment as well. Now this is just a manual tray that we've added here, so it doesn't pass through. But look at how big that is. And then you've got access to all that area in the back of your coach, which is really nice. As I shut this, you'll see here is our central vac system. What's nice about this is you can put your hose in right here. You can vacuum out your basement area, or you could bring your car right up next to your coach and vacuum your car out. So that's a really nice option. Then we've got the splitter for our camera system. All those views of the camera are going to come together and make that 360 view. We've got the tile heat controller that communicates with the Silverleaf system. Slide out controller panel there. And then we've got our Girard control awnings here. 2 110 outlets here. Those 110 outlets are really nice to have here outside. So say you're working on some project and you need power, have your extension cord handy, and you're ready to go. So you can bring out your induction cooktop, put it on the picnic table, get your extension cord, and plug right into the coach. Our last compartment for the passenger side, we've got the pegboard, and what you get standard when you move up to the London Aire is you also get the shelf for the pegboard. So this is a great place. You can hang those extension cords, you can bring along extra DEF or oil, whatever you want to store here. This is a great compartment, fairly shallow because you've got your holding tanks, water tanks and everything behind here, but they still give you use of that space, which is really nice. Now just above our baggage compartments here, midship, we've got our second camera for a 360 camera, our security light for the passenger side of the coach. And then as we go just past the last baggage compartment here, marker light with turn signal in there, which is really nice when you've got this 45-foot long coach, and our second docking light. The London Aire comes standard with a passive steer tag axle. So you can always tell just visually if you've got a passive steer tag axle by looking at the wheel. So we've got, I call them, it's like belly buttons, I know it's weird, but innies and outies. So if your front and your tag match, they're both outies, that means that you've got a passive steer tag axle. It's going to give you a tighter turning radius when you go to turn this big 45-foot coach. You might be wondering what this rectangle door is here, what that has no handle. This is your emergency egress door. Another safety feature that Newmar adds. Standard on the London Aire when you have a rear bathroom like this. So you can only open it from inside. It works really easily, very easy to get out in case of emergency. Now another thing I want you to go watch is my Pro Tank video. That is our product that we sell. That is our fire suppression system. National Indoor RV Centers only sell things that we truly believe in. So you've got Retroband, you've got Pro Tank. Go and check out my video. DEF fill for the passenger side of the coach. You can also fill this on the driver's side of the coach, which you'll find is very handy, and truckers will not get mad at you at those gas stops with that ability to do that. Now you've got 15-gallon DEF tank here. Remember that DEF does not like light or heat, and you should turn it over regularly. So just think about those things, and it usually has a shelf life of about 1 year. Now just above the DEF tank, we've got our emergency suspension fill. So if for some reason your air compressor isn't working, you're having some issues keeping the air in your tanks, you can manually fill it there and get to where you can get help. And then back here, you've got a little pull here. Now this is going to bleed off any water or condensation that gets in the tank. So you're just going to pull that. And you probably should do that at least once a month, if not before, every time you leave for a trip. Next to our chassis batteries. So we've got our chassis batteries here, our battery disconnects there. Now, if we're not lucky enough to have you as one of our storage customers in one of our 5 locations that we have now, we've got a new one that will be announced before the end of the year. But at our locations, we store 300 coaches indoors, always hooked up to 50 amp service, so you don't have to winterize, you don't have to worry about any of that. We have valet service, we make it really easy. You can even fly into the locations if we're near an airport, like in Nashville. Now, Nashville, we don't have our indoor storage yet, but we will as soon as our new building is done in about a year. So you can fly into the airport, just come over and pick up your coach. We make it super easy. If you are storing somewhere other than National Indoor RV Centers where you're not plugged into 50 amp service, you want to make sure you turn off those battery disconnects. Otherwise, you'll have a parasitic draw to your batteries and you may come back to dead coach, which is never fun. So make sure you take care of that. You've got your air dryer here. your engine oil filter here. And then we've got the power control panel for the back half of the coach. So if you lose a tail light or something goes out, you're going to replace that fuse right here. The London Aire sits on the Spartan K3 chassis, has the Cummins 605 horsepower turbo diesel engine, so you're going to have tons of power. You can tow up to 20,000 pounds with the London Aire. Now, if you're planning on towing a vehicle or a stacker trailer or whatever, National Indoor RV Centers can do your whole tow setup. We do more complete tow vehicle setups than anyone in the nation, so give us a call. I also have just one of my short little videos, like 15-minute video on tow packages, so you can learn all about that from watching that. Got your receiver here. You've got your hookup here for your camera if you're using a stacker trailer. You've got the 7-way for your lights for your tow vehicle, and your quick air line here for the brakes for your tow vehicle. Don't you love the back rear cap of the London Aire? I think it's so beautiful. Marker lights at the very top, camera here in the center. The high brake light, that's for if you're towing something, the people behind you are still going to be able to see when you hit those brakes on the side and up top. And just think it's a beautiful, beautiful rear cap. All right, let's see what's in the engine compartment here. Here is our engine coolant. So this bulb here will show you that it's full, it's red. And if you need to fill it, you can fill it right here. Make sure that you haven't been driving your coach when you go to fill that. It gets very hot and that will blow right off. And you could get burnt. So just make sure you do that, at the beginning of the morning before you start your trip. And that's another thing to mention. I do have an RV 101 series where I go through a complete pre-trip checklist. And if you want that list, you can get it from me at Angie at NIRVC.com. We have a quick connect airline here. So if you need to blow up some rafts or some fun pool toys for the kids, you can do that there. Our engine oil fill and our engine oil dipstick. Our hydraulic oil for the power steering fluid. Engine block heater. So if you happen to be in Texas when we have another snowmageddon and it's freezing and you decide to move into the coach because you have no power in your house, make sure you plug that in so you can warm up the engine. The coolant for our ACES system, our hydronic heating module, transmission fluid, fill and dipstick, and then we have our engine air filter minder. So when that line gets up to the red, it's time to change that filter. Right down here, you see this like little speaker thing. This is the beeping. This is what makes the beeping noise when you go into reverse. And then we've got our secondary engine oil filter here. Here's your engine air cleaner. So your air is going to come in through that vented area there on the side of the coach, which they just blend into the rear cap, come down through here into the air cleaner, and then into your engine. As I come around the driver's side of the coach, I want to talk about our side radiator. So they're important for lots of reasons. First of all, you saw the first one, we were back in the engine compartment, and you can easily get to everything to service and work on your engine because the radiator is on the side. Second thing is, being on the side, it can pull in ambient air to cool the fan. So the ambient air is cooler, it doesn't make it work as hard, so you actually have more horsepower going down the road with the cool air coming in to work on the fan. And then the other little note is that you want to maintain your radiator. One of the things that you can do occasionally is just get out the garden hose, put your thumb over it, and just gently rinse off the fans of the radiator there so that it will work more efficiently. We have our DEF fill for the driver's side of the coach. We've got the vent, that is for our dryer. Compartment here for our stinky slinky. It's nice that you've got a little separate place for that, so it doesn't roll around in your wet bay. And we've got our docking light, marker light, and exhaust for our hydronic heating system, our Oasis system, and our wet bay. You'll also notice that we've got the slipper hinge on this side of the coach. So as I open the door, it drops down. So when your slide room's out, it's going to easily clear that. And you've got this huge compartment. Now, one of the things I love about this on the London Aire is that everything's so high up. It makes it really easy to get to it. We've got a spot here for our paper towels. We have a monitor here that will give us our tank levels. So we've got 80% of full of our fresh tank, and our fresh tank is 105 gallons. Our black tank is 60 and our gray tank is 80. And it's 13% full here, 15% full here. We can turn on our water pump there and our lights on and off here, and we can do the security light. So on the driver's side on, I just hit that and now I've got that on, which is nice if you're having to hook up in the dark. A little extra light can't hurt anyone, right? So we can turn that on and off from right there, and we can do it on the passenger side as well. Then I love this because everything is nicely labeled. Again, if you're not storing with us at National Indoor RV Centers and you need to winterize your coach, you've got your instructions right here. You've got to know where your low point drains are and your hot and cold drains are so that you can winterize. And then this little tube here is what you'll put the winterizing antifreeze fluid in. We've got the filter for the coach. Then we've got our black tank rinse, gray tank rinse. This is where we turn our SaniCon system on and off. Our auto tank fill, so we just direct this on the way that we're filling the freshwater tank in our coach. And then we have the T-bars for our gray tank. This is our drain outlet here. We can hook that up to our Stinky Slinky and then just thread it right through here, or thread the Stinky Slinky through here. From the macerator. But if you need to do a gravity dump, this is where you would hook up your bar here. And then you've got your sewage tank holding T-bar here. Now, one of the things that I love is we've got the hookup for our water. We can put that easily through the grommets there, and then we'll be able to shut this whole area here, no critters to get in. And we've got the auto reel on that as well. External shower. This is another feature you will love if you've been at the beach or if you've been hiking all day and you're filthy dirty and you want to wash off before you go into the coach. This is how you keep your luxurious coach luxurious is by using that out here, and you've got hot and cold on that. Driver's side security light, so you can turn that on in your wet bay, you can turn it on inside the coach, and then you've got your third or your fourth camera for their 360 camera. Again, for that bird's eye view, which I will get to show you on our test drive, which is coming up. Then we have our 50 amp shore power cord. You just pull this out and you thread it through here. Again, so you can shut that door and keep all the critters out. And then you've got the power reel rewind. I'm telling you, if you've ever wound one of those up manually, especially on a cold morning, you're dirty, you're sweaty, it's a lot of work. So I love the power reel there. That's super nice. And then we have our SureGuard power, RV power protection transfer switch. And the little monitor above there will just let you see if you've had any faults and give you a reading. Now, on this coach, we've opted in the 30 amp plug here. So if you've got a stacker trailer or if you need a plug into your coach, we've got a 30 amp plug-in built in. That's an option that you can add or not add on your coach when you go to order one. And we've got our cable here, cable inlay here. You always want to have a hot shower, right? Well, this is what's going to give it to you. This is your Oasis Chinook system, and this has the double loop this year. So that's new for 2022. The double loop doesn't have anything to do with the water part. It has to do with the furnace part. So if you want to just heat the back end of your coach, the front end of your coach, you can now do that much easierly and more efficiently with the double loop Chinook system. Your Oasis hydronic heating system is going to give you your on-demand hot water, so no more cold showers, and then it will be your furnace too when you drop down below 35 degrees. Pass-through tray. So you can see this is our big pass-through tray, and again, it's powered. And I'll show you just how far it extends. Also, that tray lip comes down on this side as well. So again, you have something super heavy, you want to just slide on and off. How nice is that? You're just going to lift that up, slide it right off. and then power it back in. Our second power passenger tray, this is a smaller one. Again, it's going to extend just as far as the last one did. Our house batteries. So we've got the 8 house batteries. You've got these little clips right here that you can just take out, and then you're going to be able to easily pull this out for any battery maintenance that you need, or if you need to change your batteries. Now, you really should never have to change your batteries, because by the time it's time to get new batteries, you really ought to be getting a new coach. So just give me a call at National Indoor RV Centers. Marker light, second docking light for the driver's side of the coach. Our fuel fill for the driver's side of the coach, 150-gallon diesel fuel. And our exhaust for our 12.5 watt generator that I'll show you here shortly. This is the power center for the front end of the coach. So if you've got lights that go out, if you've got a power chair, captain's or co-captain's chair that's not working, this is where you're going to change those fuses, and we've got the fuse right here for you. And then we've got the extend, the hydraulic extend for the front. For the generator compartment, we'll hit that, and they've given us a little washer here. So when we get to the campground, you're going to have, I'm going to show you here in a second, you've got a hot water line to that front cap area. Hook up your hose, you've got your little squeegee. Now you can clean off your windshield and get all the bugs off the front cap. Let's talk about what's behind the front cap. So first of all, we've got our wussy horns here. Our big air horns are right here. Very easy to see. Hot water line to the generator area. That's right here. We can hook up a hose, like I said, wash off your windshield and your front cap. Then right there, we've got our quick air connect. So again, if you want to fill up rafts, bike tires, whatever you need right there. This is the fuel oil filter for your hydronic, your Oasis hydronic heating system. We have the windshield wiper fluid here, our 12.5 Cummins Awning generator, and you can, if you trip the breaker, you shouldn't trip the breaker with 12.5, but if you do, this is where you would reset it. You can start and stop your generator here, and this is going to give you your generator hours. Your generator behind this cap here. And you can see there's your dipstick, there's your oil fill. So the London Aire with it coming out so far makes it really easy. Here we have the hydraulic reservoir for your HWH system, which is going to power out your full wall slide and your steps and your jacks. Now to my favorite part, let's head inside and check it out. First of all, notice these steps as they come out. They're a little dirty. We'll get them clean for you. But anywhere that if I were to put my leg up there, they would stop immediately. But I love how they come almost to the ground, so you don't have to carry around an extra step with you. Just head right in, and let's go see the inside. Right as I walk in the door, note the nice grab bars on the inside so you can safely get in and out of the coach. And then right here, as you walk in, there is the battery disconnect button, so you can just flip that on or off whenever you leave the coach. Now, one of the things to note, if you turn that battery disconnect off, your keyless pad's not going to work, so you've got to make sure you've got your keys with you if you do that. Then we also have the unlock and lock for your cargo bays, so you can do that right there. Right below that, you've got a black button that it almost doesn't look like a button, but it is a button. If you're having an issue with your hydraulic steps that I demoed just a minute ago, you can hit that button. That's a reset for those steps. Now finally, inside this beautiful coach, this has the high gloss sable maple cabinets for wood, and then the Geneva interior. There are 3 other interior packages that you can choose from, and new for 2022, Newmar has discontinued the wicker glazed maple wood, and now you can choose the glacier glazed maple wood. So that's a nice upgrade, a good change, because that's been very popular in some of the other lines. This, of course, is beautiful, and in the London Aire, you can choose to have the high gloss or the matte finish. Both are gorgeous. So let's go through what we have in these cabinets. Storage here, more storage, and then you've got your Wi-Fi Ranger. More storage there. Again, kind of a unique space, but I'm sure you'll find something to go up there. I know I would. And then we have beautiful 43-inch Samsung TV, 4K. Now this is a very important compartment. Obviously, you can see there's lots of things in here, so I'll just start at the top and go down the bottom. So we have our Travelers satellite system. So that's for your HD, your high definition satellite. This is our solar panel control here. So we option this coach in with the solar panels. Again, I mentioned outside, but I'm just going to reiterate it again. There's so many optional features that you can put on the coach, solar panels being one of them, some of the furniture arrangements being the other thing. So call us at National Indoor RV Centers. Let one of our RV lifestyle specialists walk you through your options so you know exactly what you're getting. And when you're spending this much money, why not, you know, order your own custom coach and make it just for you. So we love to do that. We do it all the time. Full design centers in all of our locations. So come and see us. Then we have our over-the-air antenna. So you're just going to hit search and it's going to lock on to the local stations. This is the Girard control for inside the coach. So again, you just go to your unlock, switch channels. That's going to bring out both awnings at one time. First awning, second awning, and you can turn your light on and off from there as well, and then bring them in and out. Stop them halfway if you don't want to take them out all the way. This is our Silverleaf panel, and I'm going to go over that completely when we're back in the bedroom, because you have a panel here and then you have one in the bedroom. And new for 2022 is there's an app that you can put on your phone, systems control, and you connect it to the Wi-Fi in the coach, and then you can do most of the functions that you can do right here on this panel, you can do on your phone within a close distance of the coach. Driver side window awning, passenger side window awning, driver security lights, passenger security lights, so that's midship on the coach on both sides. Driver privacy drape, so that's going to be their side drape. Front privacy drape right here, door privacy drape, passenger privacy drape, entry door awning light, and entry door awning. These are your slide out controls. So this is the slide out for driver side slide out, which is your full wall slide, passenger side slide out, so the living room and kitchen, and then you're going to have your third slide out control will be in the back in the master bedroom. Exterior LED lights, so lights underneath your slide rooms, and exterior entry step. So again, when you come in your coach, your steps will extend. Once you're at a campground, you want to keep those steps extended, that you don't want them going in and out every time you open the door. So you can just go ahead and turn them off and they'll just stay out. Your Wi-Fi router switch and optional satellite switch. So if you go ahead and add an InMotion and a HD, you'll have that switch. This is a diagnostic Deutsch plug there, where one of our technicians at National Indoor RV Centers can plug into that and get diagnostics from the Silverleaf system and your coach, that they can then help fix whatever problems you have. Another storage compartment and two more storage compartments. So let's talk about all the luxurious features in the London Aire. First of all, look at the beautiful woodwork, the fascia here that's just beautiful, totally unique to the London Aire. The ceiling treatment, it's a gorgeous coach. We also have our first KIB panel switch here. So this is going to pretty much do everything in the coach too, from lighting to your shades, fans, and I'll kind of walk you through that when we get to another panel. But just so you know, right at this switch here, you have an all lights on button and an all lights off button. So one of those buttons that you'll love. You also have that in your bedroom. So when you lay your head down on your pillow at night and all of a sudden wonder if you turned off all the lights, you can double check yourself by just hitting the all lights off button. So I love that. Now I've turned around the two captain's chairs. Villa is who makes the furniture for London Aire, And again, this is the Geneva decor. Now this is what I'm talking about when I say you have options. So we've opted in the recliners. You could also do theater seating here. You could do a sofa here and then get ottomans. The recliners are super popular and very comfortable. So you just sit down here, kick up, and then if you push back, you can pull them out so you can go even further back, but they're very comfy. So the recliners are not bolted down, so you can move them about, but since they aren't bolted down, they're not going to have seat belts. You will have 2 seat belts in your sofa, and then you've got your seat belts in your captain's chair, so you'll have 4 seat belts for this coach. Now here is another KIB panel here, so I'm just going to walk you through it. So at our home menu, so I'm going to go to lighting. Here I can turn on all the lights, and I could decide how bright I want those lights too. If I want to just, halfway light, I'll put them there. I want them all on. Got reading lights above both recliners. We're going to go ahead and turn those on. Turn those on. The wall lights, my favorite wall lights are in the London Aire, so I'll show you those in a second. So let's make sure they're all on. So now we've got all of our pretty lights on. You see those accent lights come on. Then we can go back to our shades. So we've got our shades, and if I want to do all the shades in the kitchen and living room, I can just hit that button and all the day shades will go up, and then I can just hit it to bring them back down. Fans. You're going to have fans in your kitchen, your half bath, and your master bath. So you can turn the fan on and off here. You can do the override for the rain sensor, high, medium, low, and then here are the 3 fans that you have. Systems. So you can turn on the water pump from here. I can put the TV up or the TV down. So I'm going to go ahead and just hit the TV down. And then if I were to lift my blinds up, I would have full view of the outside. We have the monitor panel. So this is where I can look at the power that's coming into the coach, the house batteries, the chassis batteries, and I can also look at my tanks. So my fresh tank, gray, and my black tank. And then I can change the brightness display. I can just turn it off. I can brighten it and then dim it until I can take it all the way down to black. With the recliners, you get the end table, and you've got the nice cup holders here that are lit, and the soft closed doors throughout the coach. Great place for magazines or remotes, whatever, lots of storage there. And then behind both recliners, you're going to have 2 110 outlets and 2 USB, or you've got the 2 USB charging ports behind this chair. You'll just have the 2 110 outlets behind this second chair. So the storage above the recliners, nice storage, and there is no divider, so that just gives you more room because you don't have to break up the space with smaller containers. You can fit bigger containers and turn it to the side or whatever you want there, which is really nice. The LED lights here next to the cabinets. And then this is my favorite light. How cute is that? Is that not fun? I love that wall light. I just think it's cool looking. And we've got another KIB panel here and more storage. Just keep going. Great storage. So they've raised the height of the cabinets throughout the London Aire a little bit, so you get a little bit bigger windows. I love the windows here in the London Aire because you have this big window right by your dinette. We've gone with the booth dinette, so the other option that's very popular is the combination desk dinette. That's going to give you more of a buffet area, and then cabinets for storage. Say if you're working from your coach, you're going to have a cabinet that you could make a filing cabinet drawer. You could put a printer down there. But the booth is very comfortable. I'm not going to lie. I love the booth because it's great to sit in. Very roomy. You can see that you could easily get 4 plates here. And the other thing I like about the booth is that you can just totally kind of lounge here. So when you've got guests over, you've got the lounge here, 2 on the sofa. you can comfortably, very, very comfortably get 8 people. And you have storage under each booth. So the booth you can get 4 people to. The rule for RVers is that it drinks 6, eats 4, sleeps 2. Now you can seat even more people at your dinette because I've got 2 leaves and 2 extra folding chairs. So let me put those in and show you how much space we have. How many RVs can you comfortably get 6 adults to a table? I'd say this is pretty impressive, right? So one more thing I want to show you. I've got 2 leaves in here. I'm going to go ahead and take them out. This is one of the cool features that Newmar does, because when you've got a table extended that far, you definitely have to have this support leg, and it easily stows away. So you just lift the table a little bit, flip that up, it magnetizes right to the bottom of the table and stores that easy. So what's the first thing I'm going to do? I'm going to break my rule. I just told you that it drinks 6, eats or feeds 4, and sleeps 2. Well, this one actually sleeps 4. So this sofa will make into a bed. I'm going to show you how easy you can do that. Also, this is a perfect time to show you that we've got the 110 outlet with the USB charging port and the 110 outlet here. So then you're just going to pull the strap out, lift up, the legs come out, and you're gonna just pull this down. You've got the base for your bed, and then you've got your air mattress with an electric pump. So you're just gonna plug that in right here, have a nice queen size bed for your guests. Super easy. When you're done, you just plug the pump back in and reverse it. It will suck the air out, fold it up, and put the bed away. Super easy. So we have the satellite connection, dish prep. We have 2 extra 110 outlets, HDMI hookup here. Now, this one has a bonus DVD player because new for 2022, they're not including the Blu-ray player anymore. So whoever buys this London Aire, you get, I'm going to throw in a DVD player for you. But just for everyone else, you're not getting it. With increased streaming, they're just not adding them anymore, but it's all prepared and you can hook one up if you do want one. More storage here. And then again, love the lighting, the treatment. I love, one of the things I really do like, it's hard to see behind the TV, but I do love the day shades because they have some texture and design to them rather than just a, you know, black screen. As we move into the kitchen, you can see that day shade and that big window. So I love that. I love the backsplash in the kitchen as well, and the beautiful solid surface. We're going to have a extendable countertop here, and there's just a button right above there that pops that out. So that really extends your kitchen. And check out these drawers. Again, they're soft close. And then when you're ready to push that back in and you don't want that extra space, you just gently push it back in and it locks in. And then you've got all this counter space here. So I talked about our induction cooktop outside. We've got the cooktop covers, and they second as cutting boards. So that's really nice because say you're not going to use this at all, I'll just put those right in place here. And then I have that much more prep space and I can cut on those. So I do love that. I'm going to put those to the side right now. And here's our induction cooktop. So any pan that a magnet will stick to will work on this induction cooktop. So you can just easily lift this up, unplug it, and take it outside and cook. That easy. And it's recessed. If you want to clean around that, you can just take it out, wipe around it. No big deal at all. Now look at all that space we have here. Check out all those remotes. I'm not even going to start. The experts at the remotes are our technicians at National Indoor RV Centers, and that's the easy stuff for them. For some reason, I'm just remote challenged. You can ask my husband. So remotes for all your TVs there. Optional dishwasher. Obviously, we have the dishwasher. You just push the button so we can open that up. Nice big dishwasher with a little utensil carrier there. So you don't have to be the dishwasher. Let the appliance do it for you. And then we have the storage above. Great place for spices. And we have the convection microwave oven. Don't be afraid to cook in your convection microwave oven. I promise they'll do a great job. I have a friend, an RVer friend. She makes a loaf of bread every day for she and her husband. I am the cookie queen, and I make chocolate chip cookies in mine. They turn out perfect. So you just have to maybe, you know, tweak the timing just a little bit, but really experiment. Don't be afraid of that. I know lots of you cook a lot of things, and you know, if you ever want to send me a good recipe, I'm happy to receive that. Angie at NIRVC.com. Then we have our beautiful stainless steel sink. So we have the big bowl and then the smaller bowl, and we've got our sink covers that are down this cabinet below. We have a nice little spot for them. Plus we have a place for our trash. I love that. And the pull-out trays just make it so that whole space is very accessible, and you don't have to get down on your knees to get everything in the back there. Funny little drawer here, but I'm probably going to use that for spices. I'll fill that right up and just put the labels on the top. Nice little drawer here. This is another great little spice drawer as well. And we have the big cabinet above the sink with the pull-out tray. And you can take that shelf out if you want to. So if you want to put some of your bigger appliances, a blender, mixer, coffee pot, Instapot, you could do that here. And speaking of those things, they all need electricity. So underneath the cabinet, we're going to have two 110 outlets at the end of the cabinets there, two more here, and two more here. So plenty of outlets. You're not going to run out of outlets. And one more cabinet here with adjustable shelves, so you can make that work for whatever you need. And one more panel, lights, pretty much everything I've gone through here. And then just notice a beautiful backsplash, the mirror here, and then we're going to go right into our refrigerator. So we've got water in the refrigerator, ice in the freezer, nice deep trays. Oh, that feels good. Nice and cool in there. And then we have a great pantry. So check out the pantry. Holy cow, isn't that great? Nice and big. We've got locking shelves, so you're just going to push in and pull out, but you can get to everything. So that means every single shelf is totally accessible, and you can adjust the height of these as well. Here's the first thermistor for the coach. You're going to have them throughout, and I'll point them out, but the thermistor speaks to the thermostat to keep the temperature nice and comfortable in the coach. Now, one of the things that I love about Newmar, and you look at the ceiling, there's no vents. It's not cluttered with any vents. You just see the beautiful LED lighting, the nice vinyl touch ceiling, and then this beautiful ceiling treatment. Well, above the beautiful ceiling treatment are your AC units. So you can just pull this down. There's clips along the side here, and you can pull it down so you can easily change your filters. And then the other nice thing about that is when your slide rooms are in, this is still fully exposed, so you're still going to have great airflow, either cooling or heating if you need to when you're going down the road. And you'll also wonder why you never see a ceiling fan in the master bedroom of a Newmar. It's because, again, their AC units are right in the center of their ceilings, and by the time you bring the slides in, there's no room for the ceiling fan, but they cool so well. And you've got 3 AC units on this coach. You're not going to worry about needing a fan. I promise you, you will get chilly in your bedroom. Here's the second thermistor for the coach. And then as we go into the half bath, I love this handle because when your slides are in and you're squeezing through, it doesn't grab your belt loop or your shirt or the pocket in your jeans. So it's also on the pivot door. So again, that door is never going to hit your molding over here when your slides are in. So you can easily get in here. I love this. I love the backlit mirror. And then you've got your medicine cabinet inside with the two 110 outlets. And then check out that pretty backsplash. This is another one of my favorite backsplashes, and I will use that sometimes in other coaches as well. Beautiful solid surface with the integrated sink and residential faucets. And we've got storage here. Nice little drawer. These are the push button controls for your toilet. And another little storage drawer there. They've got a little chain on it so that you don't end up hitting the toilet, but you can definitely get toilet paper and stuff in there. You've got a holder for your toilet paper. And then over here, more storage below the sink. We've got our central vac here, so we can connect our hose and go to the full back or full front of the coach. You have the dustpan here that you just lift up. So you sweep everything over to that area and it will just suck it right away. I love that. The towel holder here and another KIB light switch panel here. Then we've got our breaker box and fuses. And again, Newmar's always good about giving us extra fuses that are just sitting there for us. And then everything's nicely labeled, so we know exactly what fuse we would need to replace. And this is our second fan. We had one in the kitchen that I failed to point out, so you can see it right there above the sink. Now to the beautiful master bedroom. Isn't this luxurious and private? So that's super important, right? So you've got the nice privacy doors that close shut. You just push this little lever down and then pull them shut. Now right inside the bedroom, we've got our third thermistor for the coach. Then we have our beautiful king size bed, beautiful headboard, beautiful valance, windows on each side of the bed so you have that cross breeze. If it's a nice evening, if you're in the mountains and want to smell that crisp mountain air, you can open up those windows at night. And then we've got a nightstand on both sides of the bed. Inside your nightstand, you're going to have your 110 and USB outlet, and you have storage underneath your bed. So we've got the extra folding chairs here and the leaves, but there's plenty of room, and you can double those things up as well. I know that some people use this as their wine storage. So lots of different uses. And it's great that you've got a little counter on each side of the bed, so you can put a drink there, a book there, your glasses, CPAP machine. Another spot for the CPAP machine is up above in these overhead cabinets, because we do have outlets up there now, and we have a little hole over there where you can drop a cord down through as well. So that's really nice, and great storage above there too. And here's where there's one little hole on this side and one on that side. Now another great thing that Newmar has given us that anyone that makes their bed every day is going to notice and love. So my husband, I'm lucky enough that he makes our bed most of the time. It's not the best, but right here, you actually have space on both sides of the bed. So really easy to make, and you're gonna love that, because most of the time, you know, you're hitting your rings and your hands, and makes it super easy. Now underneath the cabinets, you've got the speakers here for the TV, and your speakers are right above me here, and then right over to the other side of the bed as well. And there's a KIB panel here. So you've got, again, all the controls there. And the other great thing is you have that all lights off button. So you can lay down in bed. If you're not sure you got all the lights off, hit that button. And we have another panel right here as well. And that will have the all lights off button on it too. Now just above that, we've got the slide control for the bedroom slide. So it's actually this side, because this is the full wall slide. Now notice also on the London Aire, no carpet in this coach. Full tile floor, and we've got, and it's heated as well with 3 zones. So basically the zones, it's an electric heated floor. So they're like 5x5 pads I don't know exactly if that's really the size, but that's about what it is. Don't test me on that. But it's very even heat. So you can just keep it on low. A lot of times what's great about the heated floors is that a lot of people don't like the furnace blowing on them. So you can turn these floors up. I walked into a coach that someone must have been monkeying around with the displays, but they had the heated floors up as high as they could go, and the countertops are actually warm. It was that warm in here. So they will do a nice job of heating your coach for you. So in this cabinet, guess what? You get another bonus DVD player. I'm not sure what's going on here because they're not supposed to be in 2022s, but you've got two in this coach. So this is really the biggest bang for your buck in RVs right now. You've got the hookups here for satellite, cable, and right inside here, a lot of people can't find this, and I like that it's in the AV cabinet because I'm not going to put something in front of it, is your control to extend and retract your bedroom awning. So that if you need some shade in the bedroom, that is where that button is. Beautiful 43-inch Samsung TV, 4K. Right behind the TV, we have two 110 outlets. 6 really deep, big drawers. And this nice countertops. You can display some family pictures or some greenery. And another big storage cabinet here. Now for the fun stuff, let's go over our Silverleaf panel here. Now remember, we've got the app. I'm going to do it from here and just kind of walk you through this basically. You can go into more depth with your technician at National Indoor RV Centers when you take delivery, and they can really tell you everything about this. So our home screen is going to give us the levels of our tanks, our house battery and chassis battery. We're connected to shore power, and the different amps we're pulling on each leg. Our AC power, 5 amps, 0 amps here. We are plugged into 30 amp, and our inverter is in standby mode. Our DC power, our battery level is at 13.2 volts, and we're in a float charge. Generator, we can manually start it and stop it from here. We can also do our auto gen start settings. So we can decide, we can enable that, and then we can set the trigger point. So once it drops below 11.8, or we can change that if we want. Oh, we can unlock that setting too on the previous page. So we can lower or raise that, and then our top off voltage, once it reached 12.5, we're done topping it off, and then top off run time, 45 minutes. So you can set that to what you'd like it to be. Water, 79% full, black tank 15% full, gray tank 12% full. We can turn the water pump on or off, and our autofill here. Climate control, so we can do the living room, kitchen, bathroom and bedroom, and cool auto heat. And then we can set, you know, day temperature, night temperature. We can set it for when we're away. This is our block heater. We can turn that on or off from here. As long as it's plugged in the back, we can turn it on from here and off from here. Our floor heat, so we have 3 zones. And even the slide room in the bedroom is heated. And then we can go to configuration. So we can set up the clock, climate options, generator settings. This is where you can customize your screen. And then this is, you can brighten or dim the screen, turn it all the way off so you can sleep, and then bring it back to life. Back to your home button. Now they've lowered the engine compartment for 2022, so you just have a very small step up when you come into your master bathroom in the 2022 London Aire. And then you're into all this luxury here in the bathroom. Huge shower in the 4551. And I love this. Don't want this to go unnoticed that you've got 2 towel bars here. Never can have enough of those. Big shower. You've got the shower assist handle. You also have the fixed head plus the handheld. I love that. And you also have the AquaView shower miser. This is a great feature because you're not going to waste water from your freshwater tank and then fill up your gray water tank unnecessarily, because you can just, by flipping this little lever, you're going to redirect the water. It's going to circulate and get warm. no water will be coming out, and then you flip the lever again and water will come out and it's hot. And they say it's in less than 4 seconds. So really, it's a game changer. My customers absolutely love this. And they have told me too, there's just that little bit of water that's in the line here that's cold, because that's not getting recirculated. Now, if you come straight from the fixed head, you're not going to have that problem. But you've got a spot for shampoos, but you don't even need that, because this year you get the shampoo, conditioner, and body wash. And we've got the little flip down seat. So if we want to shave our legs, we can easily sit down. And that's nice because you can push it away if you don't want it in the way as well. Also on the shower door, you've got the little safety latch here. You want to make sure you do that before you travel. That should be on your checklist, like it's on my RVing 101 checklist. And again, if you want that, Angie at NIRVC.com, I'd be happy to send it to you. We've optioned in the Splendid washer and dryer. So no need to go to the laundromat, no need to go home. This will keep you out on the road for a long time. Now, if you ever come back to your coach and there's an awful smell and you think maybe something's gone wrong with your black tank, I can probably bet that 90% chance the P-trap for your washing machine, the water's run out, and so those sewer odors are coming into your coach. All you have to do is get a gallon of water, put it into your washing machine, put it on rinse, let it run a cycle. It will fill up that P-trap again, and that smell will disappear. Thank goodness. Check out the beautiful vanity for the London Aire. I love that you have the dual vanity, his and hers, or hers and hers, and his, whatever. And I just like it. Integrated sinks, and then you have the cool drains like you see in the high-end hotels. Residential faucets, beautiful backsplash, and then beautiful backlit mirror. And nice medicine cabinet with our 110 outlet in here. So for us ladies, we can plug in our curling iron, turn it off, and put it away in here. If you've got an electric toothbrush or a razor, you can do that. That's really nice. We have another light panel here. KIB switch with all the shades, the fans, everything here. Towel holder, another towel holder on this side. Now this is not a medicine cabinet on the 4551, just so you know. That's just going to give you access to your drains for your washing machine and outlets there. 4 fully extendable drawers, soft close. You get the idea. And then check out all this storage below the cabinets. And right below the countertop on each side, you've got the 2 110 outlets here and 2 110 outlets there. Huge closet. Now I want to point out, because you don't really see it, there's a little clear travel latch right here. So before you go to leave, again, this should be on your checklist, you want to make sure that's latched so that your doors don't come open during transit. So you just flip that up. Now you have access to your closet door. Cedar lined when we have the closet in the rear. We've got shelves over here that are adjustable. Nice wardrobe bar across the top. Shoe storage, our safe. And then more shoe storage, double bar here. So lots of space. And then we go right to our emergency egress door. Well, first of all, we have our toilet with our controls here to this side. Emergency egress door, you can actually take this whole valance and just pull it right off. I'm going to leave it on because we don't need to do it for these purposes. This is not a towel bar, although I guess you could use it for that if you wanted to. So you just need to unlock, open the door here, then you just pull off this panel, undo the Velcro, and there's your ladder. Easy out. And the great thing about this emergency egress door is that it's not a one-time use. You can use it as many times as you want. You can use it to load and unload the coach. I know that's what most of my customers use it for, because you can just bring your clothes right here, put them in the closet. Super easy. But you can use it multiple times. All you have to do now is just untelescope the ladder, pull it back in, strap it back on with the Velcro, and put that on, shut the door, you're ready to go. As always, I love to show the coach with the slides in so you can see your walking space. You can see that you could easily get to your bed, sleep in your bed without having to take out the slides. Say if you have to stay overnight somewhere that you don't want to take your slides out, you can easily do that. You can also get into your pantry and fully extend those pantry doors if needed. Easy in to your bathroom as well. And of course, we want to be able to get into the refrigerator, right? And freezer while we're going down the road. And then just make sure you lock those. Sit in the booth, work at the sink. I can be making sandwiches, cooking dinner, and easily get all the way through, no problems whatsoever. So finally to the cockpit, let's first talk about the comfy chairs. So these are made by Villa, very, very comfortable. You're not gonna have a problem spending all day in the chair if that's what you get to do. Now we've got the controls here to move it forward, backward, up, down, and then this is going to move the backrest. So you can bring that forward or take that back. And this is to extend the footrest that we're only going to use on the captain's chair when we've got it turned around. Now you're probably wondering how we turn it around. There's a lever that you just lift up over here on the left hand side, and you lift it up and then you can easily turn that around. Sometimes you've got to move it forward and back to get past the steering column, but you can easily do it. And then you've also got the button for the heated seats for high and low, and you've got your lumbar support button over here on the left hand side. Now let's talk about the panel here to my left. The first thing is our HWH leveling system. So we're in travel mode right now. I want to go ahead and level. So I'm going to hit auto level. And you'll hear the jacks come down here shortly. When you have a solid red dot in every corner, then you are level. Now if you're trying to level and this light lights up excessive slope, that means that you're not going to be able to level. So you may have to move the coach a little and adjust. If you get a second time excessive slope, then you probably want to again move the coach, maybe find a different campsite, but you don't want to run your jacks again immediately. 2 times is probably fine, but to do that 3rd time, you just are in danger of burning up that motor. So give it a little time to cool off. So we are getting the excessive slope here. So I would have to move the coach to get, because I am at quite a bit of an angle. So I know that my front 2 jacks are down, lifting the coach well up, but I'm not completely level. So at this point, I would move and start the process over again. Our Allison transmission, so reverse, neutral, and drive. And then we can change the mode here to economy mode. We can also manually shift if we want to by using the up and the down arrow. You may want to do that if you're traveling in the mountains. Now you can hit the plus and the minus together to get your trans health. So it's going to go through these: engine level okay, and then you can just keep oil life 99%, filters okay, trans health okay, no codes. So that's just a quick way to get a little information on your transmission. Now we've got our tag dump and our manual. So I'm just going to always keep this in auto. It will pretty much do everything for you. The only time that you may need to use that is if you're really trying to make a tight U-turn or something, then you may go ahead and press that button. We've got our engine brake. It's off right now. I'm going to go ahead and turn that on. That will help you stop. Definitely want to be using this when you're traveling in the mountains as well. And then you can do your engine brake high, medium, or low. So you've got it on here, and then you can decide how much help you want. 2 cup holders, they're lit, which is really nice. Then we've got our lights. So we've got our lights on auto now, off, our parking lights, our headlights, and our fog lights. So this is the bright and the dim for the actual readings on the buttons here. So if I want to dim those, they're actually getting lighter. It's hard to tell, but you can make those brighter. Here are your marker lights and your brights. So again, if you're driving along and a trucker lets you know that it's safe for you to pull in, he may flash his brights at you once. Once you pull in safely, you may want to do your marker lights 3 times to say thank you. This is your dome light, so it's just right above me. And then this is the intelligent high beams. So you can have that on. The coach will detect another car coming towards you and turn those high beams off. So you can either resume or you can cancel those. ATC override, I always just keep this on. You may need to take it off if you're in a situation where you're slipping, maybe on some ice or in mud where you need additional traction. This is your powered window. So love that because you can just easily power that window open or shut. Super easy. Air horn, I always keep that on. And then we've got our battery boost. The battery boost is super important. Say you've been off sightseeing for the day, you come back, your coach is dead. Well, that's never good. So what you can do is take your chassis batteries and your house batteries, tie them together to give you enough power to then start your generator, let the generator run for a little while, and then start your engine. Usually works. If it doesn't, you may need to call CoachNet or call National Indoor RV Centers. Will help you out, but you'll love that button. The next button here are for our pedals. So you can push those pedals back if you're tall. If you're shorter, you might want to bring them more forward. And it really makes it nice because you can get comfortable driving. So above here is our important parking brake. You're going to push to release and pull to apply. This is the controller for your external mirrors, so you can just lock them where they are right now, or you can put them to the left, the right, and then adjust them as necessary or needed. Your defrost button, and this is your Kirk Spectrum brake. So additional braking system if you're towing a stacker trailer or a big trailer, we've added that. It's an optional item. And then just above that, we've got our cordless charging pad for your phone. Great, because you can just set it there. Phone's very easy to reach if you need it, but it's charging as you go down the road. I know this sounds silly, but I have yet to go to an RV show where I haven't seen the hazard lights on, because someone figures out how to turn them on with this little silver lever right here, and then they can't turn them off, and it's pure panic. But it's super easy. All you have to do, turn on your signal, turn signal one way or the other, and it will turn them right off. So this is also the controller for your cruise control. Another thing that you can do if you want to air up your coach quickly, you can turn on your coach, then turn on your cruise control, hit the set button, and you'll see the RPMs rev really quickly. But that's how you do your cruise control, very easy, and then you can also flash your brights from here as well. To adjust your steering column, you're just going to press down on this pedal. You can press it down and you can telescope all with that press down. So get that in the position that works the best for you. And then you can see right next to it is this green plug. That is a Deutsch plug where a technician at National Indoor RV Centers can plug in to communicate and get the diagnostics of any problems you're having with your coach. Down below all the controls, we have an auxiliary input and USB, and then 2 more USB charging ports, and then a little spot here for miscellaneous items. Right here on the steering column, if you just press that up, that's going to turn your volume on your radio up or down. Then you can Bluetooth your phone in so you can pick up a phone call or hang up a phone call. Windshield wiper controls here, so windshield wiper fluid, and then you can turn them on high or low, or if you want to set an intermittent timing for these, you can hit the button, count to whatever it is you want it to be, 3-second interval, 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, hit that button again, and then it will continue in that interval until you turn them off. We have our horn here in the center, and again you can have that on the wussy horn or the air horn. I always keep it on the air horn. Then we've got a lot of information that we can pull up on our dash right from this button here. So this is our home button, and you can see that you've got your trip information up there, and then I can scroll through different options. Settings, this is where I'm going to find comfort drive. So I hit that and I can adjust my comfort drive. That is our computer aided driving assist. So if you've got a strong wind pushing against you, I would push it all the way up to 5. It's going to help make this steering wheel feel a lot stiffer and tighter, and I just feel more secure on the road. Then if I'm in a Walmart parking lot, I'll take it down to like 1. But you can set it wherever you want and then hit OK. You can do that while you're driving. You can set the different sound level for your collision mitigation system, the alarm to go off, and then we have our TPMS, which comes standard on the London Aire, so you can go into that, and it's going to give you your tire pressure and temperature for each tire. Also, you can decide if you're towing, it will also give you the tow vehicle. So right now there's no tow vehicle, so we're going to hit that again and go to yes, and then it's going to ask us what type. So we're going to go down to configuration, and we've got 4-wheel. That's typically what most people are going to be towing, 4 on the floor. So I'm going to hit OK and back to my home button. Then I can go to air leveling. I'm in travel mode now. I can go to auto level. There's more that I can do there. So you can really do a lot of different things on this screen. You can adjust the brightness. So I can bring that up to as bright as I want and then just lock it in with OK. Messages, we're low fuel right now. And one of the things I want to show you right now, we are low fuel. So if I were going to try to turn on my generator right now and run it while I'm going down the road, it's not going to stay on, because you have to have at least 1/4 of a tank to run your generator, and that's just protecting you. Trip information, and then info. So if you press OK, then you can scroll through different information here. Accelerator position, scan, exhaust temperature, engine torque. Okay, and then you can go back down to just your quick TPMS that shows you your quick tire pressure. And this is your adaptive cruise control. I've got it set at a short distance, but you can change that. Oops, gotta hit OK. You can change that to disable it so it's off, long distance, medium distance, or short distance, and then just hit OK to lock it in. So lots of information. You can see this dash is very easy to read, very user friendly. Check out the great 10-inch Excite display screens. Love those. We can go to our menu here, radio, media center, XM radio, Bluetooth, HDMI, auxiliary, camera control. So now I can change the view that I see on the camera. Now out front, you can see the front of National Indoor RV Centers in Nashville. Or I can go to my favorite, which is the bird's eye view. That's what I like to have when I'm going down the road. This is just a rear shot from the camera. Then we go back to our menu, iPod, navigation. So this is new for 2022 as well. No more Rand McNally. This is the Nav and Go system, and you can input your height and all that in this system. And the great thing about it is that it has over-the-air updates, no more SIM card needed, so that's really nice. Mobileye, so this is your lane detection system. You can go ahead and set the level of volume of your alarm, different options here, lane departure volume, and anyway, customize that for how you would like to use that feature. And then your setup menu, so you can just customize different things on your screen here. So you've got your front and fan button here for your furnace. You can do it on high or low. Your overhead fans, which you can do on high, medium, or low, and that's going to help defrost your big windshield if you need that. Docking lights, of course you want to have those on anytime you're traveling or going into a campsite. Courtesy lights, turn them on and off here. This is where you can start and stop your generator. And this is your entry door lock, visor for the driver's side, visor for the front of the coach, shade for the front of the coach, and visor for the passenger. Here we have our HVAC system. Just works like the one in your car, where you can adjust the fan level, the AC circulating inside or out, cold to hot, and then where that fan blows. We've got nice trays here for miscellaneous items like our keys. Another tray there. And everything shuts nice and tight so you don't have rattling as you go down the road. In the co-captain's chair, I have all the same buttons on my chair that I had in the captain's seat. So I've got the forward and back and the backrest. And this is for my footrest, which comes in very handy because I'm going to kick back and relax if I'm the co-pilot here. So once I've got my footrest out, I want to make sure my step cover is out. So I'm going to go ahead and just hit that out so no one falls in the stairwell. I've got my patio light, which is right outside the door, my visor. So that's my day shade right here. And my ceiling light, I can turn those on or off. So when you walk in the coach, you can quickly hit that and kind of get your running lights. And then my map light, which is right overhead. This is the passenger side monitor, and this is an optional item that most people love. So you can scroll through different information. This is your camera, the auxiliary HDMI, your main camera. Again, I can change the view here, and then when I go to my camera, I'm going to have that bird's eye view and the rear view camera. I can also go to my nav system, and I can input the address where we are headed so that the driver doesn't have to, which is really nice. So really cool to have that for the co-captain. We have the cup holder, our wireless charging pad, and then just behind me here, we've got the two 110 outlets and the two USB charging ports. Another nice feature is you've got the desk for the co-captain here. You just pull it down straight, then it lifts up, and you flip it over. Now you've got a little desk for crosswords or your iPad, whatever, as you're going down the road. One of the things that I love in this co-captain's chair particularly is I've got this beautiful window with no screen blocking my view. Now, once I'm at the campground, I may want to keep that screen door open, so I don't want this open. I don't want bugs coming into the coach. So, easy solution. You just pull that down, and then you just secure it with the snap so that you can open and shut your door without worrying with this light, with this screen going up. Okay, so are you ready to go for a test drive? Because really, it's the best way to decide which coach you want. So this is a 605 horsepower. We're gonna just take off here like a rocket. Actually, I'm gonna be really safe. That's one thing. When you're driving an RV, if you've never done one before, I always tell everyone, just take your time. The only time you get into trouble is when you're in a hurry. So don't be in a hurry. Remember that your tires are behind you. So when I pull out here, I'm going to not start my turn until my the middle of my front axle of my tires is at the turning point. So you put your nose out there. It's a little bit uncomfortable at first, but you'll get used to it. And that's the biggest thing to remember. And then you fit in the lane. It doesn't feel like you're going to. I mean, this thing is 13 feet, 4 inches high, but it literally does fit in the lane. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, your mirrors are your saving grace. You can watch everything as you turn. You can see how close you're taking a turn. I can see if I'm going to hit a curb, and if I am, then I'm going to stop and adjust. And you can really adjust it quick enough that you won't end up hitting it. So, and just remember, if you're towing a vehicle, if you hit the curb with your the coach, your tow vehicle is going to too. Now I've got the engine brake on. That just gives you a little extra help. Every time you take your foot off the accelerator, you're going to feel that engine brake slowing you down. You especially want to use that when you're traveling through the mountains, it's going to save you, and you want that extra help, I promise. Now you are going to love driving this London Aire. It's so quiet. I'm talking just at a normal rate, and my co-captain there can hear me perfectly. It's a breeze to drive. It's a joy to drive. Really, the best way to see the country is from this seat right here, because literally it's beautiful. So there's so many features on the London Aire that just come standard. You have your collision mitigation, adaptive cruise control, so it's going to watch your following distance so that you don't get too close, and you can turn that off. You can make the distance short, medium, or long. So it's just your personal preference, and that's really nice. You've got electronic stability control, the lane departure system. I already mentioned that. Anyway, lots of things to really make you comfortable driving this big diesel. And then of course, cruise control, which I love. Once you get on the freeway, set your cruise control and then sit back and relax and enjoy the view. All right, so you can see that I've got my left blinker on. I can see it in the full length of the left side of my coach, but I'm mainly using my mirrors there, but you can glance back at your camera. It's just nice to have that reassurance. And then I typically like to go to my camera and go back to that bird's eye view so I can see what's around me, especially as I go to get on the freeway. Obviously nothing's around me now, but soon I'll be surrounded by trucks. Now, another safety feature that I didn't mention was comfort drive. So comfort drive, you can kind of determine how much help it gives you or less help. Now, I like to feel like the steering wheel is kind of firm and stiff, so I usually have my comfort drive up high. You can go to your settings button and set that. You can change it while you're driving. If you're in a parking lot, you want to be able to turn really easily, then you might want to go to 1 or 2 on your comfort drive, but very easy to do. So here we are going down the road. Cruise control set 68.2 on my decibel reader. I've got the dash air on, and if I were to start the generator, I'm going to go ahead and do it for you right now because you won't even hear it. You can do that while you're going down the road as well, and you need to keep the passengers in the back nice and cool. Okay, it's on. Did you even hear it start? I didn't. So they're a dream to drive. You're going to have a ton of fun. Great way for you and your spouse or partner or family to travel, and literally the safest way to travel. We found that out, right? You get to sleep in your own bed, use your own restroom. It's great, and really it's so luxurious. It's really glamping. There is no camping part of this. So when you're driving, you can use your marker lights and your brights to help other drivers. A truck just did it for me. I was trying to get over into the right lane. Remember, you typically want to hug the left side of the lane that you're in because everything bad happens on the right, but I was trying to get over to the right lane. Wasn't sure if I'd cleared him yet, so he just flashed his brights at me, let me know that it was safe to come over. And so then I hit my marker light 3 times to say thank you. So that's really kind of like truck driving etiquette, I guess, but it really is nice and it does help you quite a bit. So I surely appreciate it when truckers or trucks, any kind of vehicle helps me, lets me know that I'm safe. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just show you my lane detection system here. If I start to veer out of my lane without putting my light, well, there's a car that just keeps coming up on me. You can see it in my little 360 camera here. So as soon as this car passes me, I'm going to kind of veer out of my lane without turning on my blinker and just test this mobile eye. So if I start to go over, okay, audible alarm you'll hear, and then I'm getting the following distance too. It's letting me know that I'm a little bit close on my following distance. So again, like I've said, you've got the lane departure that's going to protect you, your following distance, so your adaptive cruise control and collision mitigation is what I have on there. And you can set those. I've got it at a short distance because I'd just as soon be safe than sorry. But as you know, you get to be more of an experienced driver, or you're on the road a long time, you may want to set that distance as medium or far, or you can disable it if it's something that you don't care for. Okay, so what are you waiting for? This is a fun way to enjoy your vacation, your retirement. I promise you, you're going to kick yourself if you wait any longer. So call National Indoor RV Centers. come and visit us. We will help you. We will make this so easy. We take in trades, we do consignments, we do just straight out buy bids, and we will help you find whatever you're looking for, whether it's new coach like this beautiful, gorgeous luxury London Aire, or if you want to try to find something used, if you want a Class C or a Class B, we do it all. And I promise we take the hassle out of RVing. That's what we are all about. We can do everything from paint and body, service, wash and detail, sales, make sure sales, come and get a new coach from me. But we really want to take care of our customers. We want to have customers for life. We do rallies where our customers come and we get to spend 5 days with them and have a great time. I go to all the rallies, so I'd love to meet you. I'd love for you to join us. That's our AIM Club, aimclub.org if you want to find out more about us, or just give us a call. Call one of our RV lifestyle specialists. They'd be happy to tell you anything that I just sort of mentioned really quickly. They'll be very thorough and help you, hold your hand the whole way, and promise to make this a pleasant experience. Thank you so much for spending the time to watch my video on the all-new 2022 Newmar London Aire, floor plan 4551. Now I'm sure you're wondering how much this elegant coach would cost you. Well, MSRP is $790,011. If you want to know how much I can sell you the coach for, please give us a call at 469-277-1330, or you can go to our website, NIRVC.com, and you can see this coach and many others that we have to offer. Now at National Indoor RV Centers, with our volume and economies of scale, RVs simply cost less. We're going to make it easy. Again, like I said, we take in trades, consignments, we'll do a straight buy bid for you. We do financing, and we try to make it easy for you. Typically, you can finance an RV for 20 years, and most banks require a minimum of 10% down. Just a little bit of information, but if you want more information, just give us a call, and our RV lifestyle specialist will walk you through it and make it super simple. If you've enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more just like it, please hit the like and subscribe. Now, if you have an RV, or if you're getting an RV and you have a little boo-boo and you need to get it fixed, you don't want to take it to just any repair shop, please bring it to us. I've got a video on RV collision repair. Please watch that. You can also see how much fun we have at our AIM rallies. That's aimclub.org. We do great rallies. Come and see us. I go to all of them. And then we have our Protang products. So fire suppression, please watch that video as well. Hope you're having a wonderful day, and thanks again for joining me.